Bible prophecy is active and unfolding daily. Zechariah 12, Isaiah 17, Ezekiel 38. Here is what the LameStream Media is not telling you.
Shalom, my friends. Welcome to this week's newscast. Good grief. There are all kinds of reports about Iran having lied about its nuclear program. Really? Come on, is that considered news? I'm not going to even consider giving this any of our attention, my friends. I mean, I think it's a matter of absolute stupidity to have ever thought that Iran was not lying about anything ever. I mean, there's all these reports. Here's proof. They lied. I guess some people needed proof. I didn't. From the Jerusalem Post, Iran is planning to avenge alleged Israeli strikes on its bases in Syria by targeting military targets in northern Israel using Shiite militias already deployed in Syria, along with experts from Hezbollah. They would be overseen by General Qasem Soleimani, commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps abroad. Looking at my personal thoughts, Koinonia House announced the death of Chuck Missler last Tuesday, my friends, after my newscast had already been produced and released. So I didn't have a chance to report it, but we sure talked about it in last Thursday's live stream fellowship, and I shared some very personal thoughts. If you haven't watched last Thursday's live stream fellowship, well, it's available for you. Chuck Missler did a work with Elohim that is absolutely beyond compare. And if you aren't familiar with his teachings, you're in for a real treat. I have links for you below. This Thursday's live stream fellowship, Brad Scott? Maybe so, maybe not. I haven't been able to get a hold of Brad on the phone over this past weekend, my friends. I know he has a busy schedule on the road, flying here, driving there, teaching and delivering the good news all over America. But I haven't heard from him yet, so I guess he's just really got a busy schedule. So, anyway, I haven't been able to find out. Is he available? You know, if he's not lecturing Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, he'll be there with us. And if he is, then we won't hear from him. At any rate, he may surprise us. Like I said, if he's available, he'll join us. If not, Caregiver and I will proceed as usual. But certainly, I hope you will join us this Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you have any questions that you want me to address, here's where to post them in the comments section beneath today's newscast. Any questions you have, put them there, and Caregiver will grab them up, put them in her little basket, and deliver them to me as she sees fit Thursday night. Turning to wars and rumors of wars, from the Prime Minister's office, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told the Israeli cabinet on Sunday, quote, "In recent months, the Iranian Revolutionary Guards have transferred advanced weaponry to Syria in order to attack us both on the battlefield and on the home front, including weaponized UAVs, ground-to-ground missiles, and Iranian anti-aircraft batteries that would threaten Air Force jets." Things are certainly expanding. Sunday, May 6th, from Reuters, the military air forces of Iraq attacked positions of ISIS in Syria to the south of the city of Ed-Doshisha. Since last year, the Iraqi Air Force carried out several airstrikes on positions of ISIS in Syria with the approval of the government of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and the U.S.-led international coalition against ISIS. Let's remember that on May 3rd, Carrier Strike Group naval forces of the USA, led by the nuclear aircraft carrier Harry S. Truman, began conducting air operations against ISIS in Syria. Turning to our Intifada update, on Tuesday, May 1st, from Ynet News, Israeli border police arrested 2 Israeli Arab teens at the Samaria military court who were carrying 3 pipe bombs and a bag containing a gas canister. On Wednesday, May 2nd, from Haaretz, a fire caused by a kite connected to a firebomb sent from Gaza burned 350 dunams, that's approximately 86 acres, near Kibbutz Be'eri. Then from the Times of Israel, with the number of Israeli Arab arson kite attacks now reaching as many as 15 per day, the IDF is considering dramatically escalating its response after Israeli towns near Gaza experienced a large number of blazes. The army is determined to end the phenomenon before it sparks a fire that turns deadly in a populated area within Israel. Weather conditions in the area are dry, windy, and hot, perfect for fires to spread. IDF Arabic spokesman Avichai Adrai tweeted to his 171,000 followers in Arabic that the Israeli Defense Forces would not tolerate the burning kites, which have destroyed acres of fields and crops in Israel. Quote, "The arson phenomenon is not hidden from our eyes, and we are taking it very seriously. Attack kites are not a kid's game, and we do not see it that way. I advise you to stop working for Hamas and start working for yourselves to solve your own problems." Close quote. Pretty cool statement. Then on Friday, May 4th, from Haaretz, a video released by Al Jazeera shows Israeli Arabs cutting through the security fence at the Gaza border and entering Israeli territory. 70 Israeli Arabs were wounded by live fire during riots along the Gaza border fence, but no fatalities were reported. Then from the Times of Israel, dozens of Israeli Arab rioters broke into the Gazan side of the Kerem Shalom goods crossing on Friday night and set fire to their own gas lines, causing damage estimated in the millions to infrastructure, mostly to pipes providing gas and fuel to Gaza. Maybe I should go back to my M&M thing. Hamas officials in charge of security at the site pulled back and allowed the rioters to do as they pleased. The damage caused will very likely cause delays in the transfer of goods into Gaza, particularly in the supply of fuel. And, you want to laugh? From the New York Times, Gaza's flaming kite squadrons worked for days to prepare hundreds of kites meant to carry incendiary devices into Israel on Friday. But the wind was blowing the other way. The wind was blowing the other way. It also blew copious amounts of tear gas toward the protesters, chasing many of them away. And further, smoke from the burning tires also blew away from Israel. leaving those near the fence without cover. Ezekiel 38, my friends. Abba says, nobody comes to the aid of Israel, but Yahweh fights Israel's wars. You have to be a fool to come up against him. Turning to our review of last week's news, Iran is planning to avenge Israel's strikes on its bases in Syria by targeting military targets in northern Israel using Shiite militias already deployed in Syria, along with experts from Hezbollah. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards have been transferring advanced weaponry to Syria in order to attack Israel both on the battlefield and on the home front. Iraqi military air forces attacked positions of ISIS in Syria to the south of the city of Ed-Doshisha. Israeli border police arrested 2 Israeli Arab teens who were carrying 3 pipe bombs and a bag containing a gas canister. A fire caused by a kite connected to a firebomb sent from Gaza burned 350 dunams, that's approximately 86 acres, near Kibbutz Be'eri. A video released by Al Jazeera shows Israeli Arabs cutting through the security fence at the Gaza border and entering into Israeli territory. Dozens of Israeli Arab rioters broke into the Gaza side of the Kerem Shalom goods crossing, setting fire to their own gas lines. And Gaza's flaming kite squadrons worked for days to prepare hundreds of kites meant to carry incendiary devices into Israel, but the wind was blowing the other way and blew copious amounts of tear gas toward the protesters, and further, smoke from the burning tires also blew away from Israel, leaving those near the fence without cover. "Vengeance is mine," says Abba, Father Yahweh. And that, my friends, is what the LameStream Media is not telling you. Abba willing, I'll see you here again next week. Until then, keep your wicks trimmed and keep your lamps ablaze. Shalom, my friends.
Crowded rooms, I need more space than I consume. Enough is time alone with you, underneath a naked moon, sharing confidential moods and making chatter. Mockingbird nocturnal sings notations of eternal things, entering the quantum breeze, flying not for want of wings. He lights his gaze on you and me, simply because we matter.